Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing 3 case studies for analyzing summer-born Yin Metal people's 八字 chart. So let's dive into the first one. This is a Yin Metal person born in the month of May, which is a Yin Fire earthly branch. So the annual pillar is a Yin Wood and Earth. The monthly pillar is a Yin Metal and Fire. The daily pillar is Yin Metal and Water, and the hourly pillar is Yin Wood and Earth. So let's assess the condition of this daily master. I'm looking for supporters like either same as myself, other metal, or Earth, which supports and grows metal. So you have a Earth, which is a dry Earth type here. You have a same as me metal here, and you have another Earth. So, and that's a dry earth type as well. So on the surface, it's like, okay, this daily master have enough supporters, even though positionally, this guy is further removed from me. But overall, you feel like it's fairly in a balanced zone, maybe a little weak, like 40% out of 100, but it's not too weak. But that's what makes Yin Metal daily master tricky, because it has a very high requirement for the type of earth to grow itself. The earth cannot be too dry. Think of a desert. You have a precious metal buried under a desert. It won't do a good job effectively producing and supporting metal. If anything, it might actually run the risk of cracking the metal and make it too fragile. So that's why on the surface, conceptually, you have the supporters here. This daily master shouldn't be too weak. But in practice and in reality, because both earths are the dry earth type and you're in this fire dominant season, you run the risk of those two earths, they're being rendered useless in terms of supporting this daily master. And then let's take a look at the remaining players. You have wood, fire, which are all the drier type of element, because wood makes the fire even stronger and dry. That's why this example desperately need water to balance this way too dry kind of indication. Fortunately, you have one sitting directly underneath itself. This is a key player here, because water will not only balance the entire climate for this 八字, but also water will play this critical role of turning this dry earth, making it useful, and making it more productive in supporting our daily master. So this is nice to see of water here. The biggest problem with this example is this water is too weak. It's not strong enough, because look at it positionally. You're in a direct neighborhood, like a fight. This position number 6, fight with this preferred element. And then this fire, because it's the birth month, it has a more dominant role. So this guy will win the fight. And on top of it, this water has no other water showing up on the top row to give it more support. And then you have 2 other dry earth type, and earth suppresses water. So overall, the condition of this water is fairly weak. It's like dropping a little tube of water in a big dry and hot desert. It's going to be sucked up in seconds and become super useless. That's why this case really prefers water and metal type of annual or 10-year trend to introduce more helpers to make this preferred element more strong and useful. So, and the second case is a Yin Metal person born in the month of June, which is a Yang Fire earthly branch. So you have a annual pillar of a Yang Fire and Water, the monthly pillar of a Yang Wood and Fire, the daily pillar of a Yin Metal and Water, and the hourly pillar of a Yang Water and Earth. So the same thing, does this have other metal and earth supporting itself? This example, you only have one, and this is the wet earth type. So on the surface, between example 1 and 2, Example 2 makes this daily master looks weaker than example 1. But in practice, because this is the wet earth type, it's actually more effective in supporting itself. And on top of it, even though you have a cluster of wood and fire type of energy here, which we don't want more of, it's already too much a little bit. But the beauty of this example is you have a water here, and a water here. Even though this guy is surrounded by fire, so this one is fairly weak. And this one is kind of a fire-water relationship. But what rescued this example is the connection of this position number 4 and position number 7. Because it has a same as me chi on the top row, it makes this guy more useful. And on top of it, this wet earth is less of a threat to this water compared to this dry earth type. So overall, this is a fairly weak daily master as well. But what makes this example number 2 better than the first one is the preferred element water is in a more usable condition. The strength is better. So that's what makes this one good. Even though the answer is the same, it like more metal, especially metal type of element, maybe a little bit. A wet earth will help this guy. Water will help this guy, and then metal will help this guy. Those are the preferred element for this example. But because the water itself is fairly usable, and it makes this bazi has a less risk of being overheated and too hot. Last but not least, you have a Yin Metal person born in the month of July, which is a Yin Earth, earthly branch. So the annual pillar is a Yang Water and Earth. The monthly pillar is a Yin Fire and Earth. The daily pillar is a Yin Metal and Earth. And the hourly pillar is a Yang Wood and Fire. So clearly we can see this one. You have 3 earth in a row. And then let's see, are they the dry or wet earth types? Are they effective enough to supporting myself? So the lucky part is this guy have 2 wet earth type, even though the dominant monthly one is a dry earth. But positionally, this position number 7 is directly underneath the daily master. It plays a key role of making me like a key supporter role, right? I'm closest to it. And it's so lucky that it's a wet earth type. It's the number 1 preferred earth type this daily master needs to support itself. And even though we have 2 fire here, which I just said, if the top and bottom row are connected, it makes it fairly strong. And especially on top of this July birth month, right? The fire's energy is still fairly strong. So the question is it being controlled? So fire represents this fire suppresses metal, right? It represents this external stress or kind of a lot of pressure to achieve certain things. It's not necessary, it's a neutral thing showing up in the bazi chart. The trick is it being controlled? Because no risk, no rewards. If this fire is there and is being controlled, it makes this person like translating into real life. This person might experience some high pressure time, but the end result is positive. They will be able to achieve a lot of high standards and achievements and success. On the other side, if this fire is strong, the risk is high, but you didn't cope with it, you didn't kind of taking control of it, then you let this pressure in turn control yourself. Then maybe you don't have enough of fighters like a water type of element making this fire under control. In that case, that person will suffer from a lot of stress because deep down they're craving for maybe social status or a lot of wealth, but they're not able to achieve it. So that's the downside of having this risk factor showing up in a bazi, and it's not successfully being controlled, and that's the end result. So in this case, the key question is this guy under control? What makes this bazi super beautiful is this wood is not a preferred guy because it actually makes this fire stronger. It fuels into this fire. But first of all, on the top row, you have this special combination relationship between Yang Water Ren and Yin Fire Ding. This special combination relationship will have the effect of reducing both. But this fire is getting sucked away because originally I'm an enemy with you. Because of this special combination, I become a friend, and like an enemy turned into a friend. So this fire got controlled by this water, and this water is actually fairly strong because it's sitting under a wet earth type, which has a water element in there. So because of those rationale, this fire is under control. And another beautiful thing is this cluster of earth group. We know fire grows and supports earth. And because of this one source of fire and the bigger body of earth, this earth plays a critical role of sucking away this fire. So rather than directly having this fire suppresses and melts away metal, you introduce a very strong group of a middleman. So you redirect fire's energy into growing, supporting earth, and earth in turn supports and grows metal. That's why this guy is being under control as well. So this is a very awesome bazi chart because overall, you have this tendency of being too dry, but you have a very strong water sitting on wet type of earth. And then me, myself, sitting on a wet type of earth. So I don't run the risk of this earth being useless. It's wet enough, the water is good enough to moisturize it, and the earth itself is kind of a wet type of muddy earth. So that's a really good sign to be in a balanced state. Second of all, this daily master has strong enough of a supporter. It's not weak. And third of all, this high big risk being introduced, this fire element is being under control effectively by this water energy from the special combination relationship and from this group of earth. So overall, this bazi doesn't have any major problems. So it's less reliant on those annual or 10-year trend to introduce any medicine because it doesn't have any major disease to treat. So amongst all these three examples, if you have to rank, example number 3 is the best example out of all of it. It's very balanced. It doesn't have major imbalance or problems or too much concentration of one thing that's not cured. This middle one is kind of ranked in the middle. It's okay, but the daily master is weaker than this example. And the first example is the worst. Bazi, because first of all, it's way too imbalanced, and second of all, this water is not strong enough to be useful. So that's how we analyze bazi. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.